Hi, y'all. So, the 1910 census is such a wealth of information to help build God's tree. It asks many crucial questions that provide us hints and insights into each individual family. So, let's dive in and learn how to read it. If you're already familiar with how to read the 1910 census, go ahead and skip this video. Hop over to SourceLinker and learn how to attach these sources to the tree. So here is one of the many pages of the 1910 census. If we scroll into the very top left-hand corner, we'll see where this was conducted. This was in North Carolina, in the county of Hertford, and the township or city of Harrisville. So let's scroll down and look at these households. Every household begins with a head. Whether that is male or female, it can depending on the family dynamics and who is living at the time. This first entry, we see Roan Gregory as the head of the household. Underneath him, we see his wife, Mary Alicia, his daughter, Leather, son, Charlie, and then three more daughters, Sally, Addie, and Amy Lee. They should be listed in descending order of age, but that's not always the case, but that is pretty typical. Next, let's head over to the personal description boxes where we can see so much information to help us get to know this family. We have the sex, which is the gender, male or female. The next column is the color or race, and you'll see that it's abbreviated here, but if you'll scroll down into the indexed version, you'll see that that race is spelled out. On this particular sheet, we have black, white, and mulatto. During the 1910 census, mulatto was a common term to distinguish a mixed-raced individual. So one of their parents was black and the other was white. The next column is the age at the last birthday. Now sometimes these can be guesses depending on who the census taker interviewed. The next column is the marital status, whether they are single, married, widowed, or divorced. Here, next to Roan and Mary Alicia, we see an M1 and an M2. So those numbers distinguish which marriage this is. This is Mary Alicia's first marriage, and this is Roan's second marriage. The next column distinguishes how many years in the present marriage. So here, Roan and Mary Alicia have been married for 22 years. The next column is one of the most valuable of all. This one asks the mother of the household how many children were born to her and how many are still living. So here we can see that she has 11 total children, and only 5 are still living, meaning 6 have deceased. The next 3 columns distinguish where this person was born, where their father was born, and where their mother was born. Further on out, we'll see many other important columns, but we typically won't use those in this 1910 census project. But there's occupation, education, and ownership of the house, and much more. So as you can see, there's so much information here in the 1910 census that will help us build God's tree. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and learn how to attach these records to their families using SourceLinker. I have a beginner SourceLinker playlist here on my YouTube channel. I'll link to it in the description below as well as here on the screen.